Hey.
What's up? What's up, homies? Yeah, we are here. We have the great TenasiousTX there. And we are here for another week, another show, another day. How's everybody doing in chat? Hope everything is well.
Did you call me Stanacious?
Yes, I like calling you Stanacious.
Mr. Stanacious.
Stanwise, Gamgee.
It makes him sound seductive.
Yeah, he is seductive. Look at him.
Stanacious.
Welcome to the Ohmies, Stan.
Welcome.
Show off that shirt you're repping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I found this in the dumpster behind the Target.
Oh shit.
Hey, somebody spent money on it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, just so you guys know, Vaping with the Ohmies t-shirts are available on Teespring. So if you guys want to pick them up and support the guy,
There's a link down in the description.
go and check that out, guys.
All right.
Push your homies, bro.
Yeah, man.
You know, also get some of them Vape Stew shirts. You know, just fill up your cart with all of the shirts. Daily Vape.
Also, all proceeds of the Vape Stew shirts go towards advocacy. So make sure you guys go and buy one of those shirts and help out, for advocacy. Not only are you supporting Stan and everybody else on the stew, but you're also supporting the advocacy. So it's a great cause all around, guys. Make sure you guys go and grab one of those as well. Great shirts too, by the way.
Do your part.
As Darth Vader commands.
We want you to do your part.
Well, you didn't know he's actually hitting off his prototype right now, and that's what it sounds like when you hit it.
Yep, there's a reverie inside of there. That's why you
Makes
can't
sound
hear
like Darth Vader.
you can't hear Vader anymore. All right, so take it away,
Hey,
Clown.
Jay-
What are we doing?
Yeah, we're gonna start the what I've been vaping segment here. We're gonna go over to James.
All right, guys. Back at it again. It's Monday. So, vaping with the Ohmies, as always. Today, I'm rocking the red aluminum Dreamer. So beautiful. And this thing hits like a truck, guys. Like, I was super surprised with how light this thing is. You put a 30T in it, and this thing will kick your teeth in. But anyways, inside of that, I've got some of this lovely raspberry Millionaire. If you guys haven't tried it yet, make sure you guys go check out the Millionaire line over at IBC. Great juices. All their lines are fantastic. My other setup I got running today, I got the White L Thunder with the OG recoil on top. And inside of that, I got some Rounds Water Dragon. This stuff is addicting. I had it sitting back here for like a week and haven't vaped it. Picked it up, and I've gone through like half this bottle already. So that one's definitely one to check out too, guys. And then, of course, this is going to be one of the topics we're going to talk about later on today, but I've got the beautiful new Reverie by the man himself, Stan, TenasiousTX Vapes, on top of the DS. And this is filled up with, I bet you guys can guess it already, Savage Marcellus, my go-to, my all-day vape. And as you can see, I'm almost gone, so it's about time to order another bottle. And that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to my good friend, Q80 Vaper, Aziz.
What's up, you guys? So,
Hi.
what I'm rocking tonight is also my black-coated Dreamer
So nice.
with the Reload X RDA.
Ooh.
That's a banging setup right there.
Vaping my all-day vape, so satisfying.
Severf.
Swerve.
Yeah,
I don't like sweet
also,
juices.
That white Rage box with also the Reload X.
Who uses two of the same atomizer? Come on. What are you
Dude,
doing?
I just bought him today, and I'm testing the
Says the
hell out
man
of
that's got like reveries on every setup.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And this beautiful thing, the Miley with the cool mint,
Nick Saltz.
and that's me. I'm gonna send it off to my man, Darth Vader himself.
Well, thank you. I think that's me, Senor Swaggins of Vapor. It's me, Senor Swaggins of Vapor. I got my bodyguard back there, just making sure that everything's good. He's got my back. So for me, what I'm vaping on today, in the spirit of all things Star Wars and all things Stanwise Gamgee, I've got my one of one custom Cerakoted Dream Trooper It's a Dreamer with a Stormtrooper Cerakote on it, if that didn't give it away. On top of that, I got the Gunmetal Rebel, and inside of that, I have some Savage Marcellus, which I'm like at the very end of, so I've been kind of milking it.
That thing looks steeped as hell, dude.
Dude,
The longer it's steep,
Don't
the
you
better it
forget.
gets.
my next setup, I've been on this all day, every day since last Thursday when I got this in. Actually, no, I waited till Friday when I got some Demo coils to put in here. And let me tell you, Demo's coils are pretty af. And not only are they pretty, but they hit really nice too. But I think that most of it can be said that the reason why they hit so well and taste so good is because of this on top right here. The Black Reverie with juice all over it because I'm messy. On top of that, I mean, on bottom is the Pulse 80 watt, which I'm really a huge fan of as well. Like this surprised the hell out of me for something so inexpensive. And I'm so, just under Hemo. I'm like, I could pretty much grab Hemo if I wanted to, obviously, that this is so nice. And on top of that, a stubby. I found that the stubbies are really awesome. The Half Moon Mod stubbies look really great on the Reverie. Pick one up on lucidrda.com. My last setup is the El Thunder Mech 2 with the Cosmonaut and a white drip tip that I stole from the White Dead Rabbit. And I forgot to say what are in those. So Pulse 80 watt has Lemonberry.
Yeah, buddy.
And the whatever I just said has Tango Melon. And they have pretty much pushed Millionaire out of my rotation because as much as I love Millionaire, these two juices right here are like liquid crack and not the good kind. I mean, and that's the good kind of crack.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
is there
without further ado,
crack is whack, Swaggins.
Crack is whack. I'm going to pass it off to my dude, Stanwise GMG.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you.
TenasiousTX Vapes. If you guys don't know him, I mean.
Oh, it's tenacious.
Oh, it's tenacious.
All right,
Oh,
so
he's so pretty.
I don't have anything to vape on today, guys. Sorry.
You even vape, bro?
As you see that pile of crap behind you.
Yeah. that's not. These are LE Dreamers that are getting worked on right now.
Ooh.
LE Lucid Dreamer combos.
I'm excited.
And then, oh, dude, look, you can see I've got way more camera today. You can see all my squonkers.
Yeah.
Anyway, rocking the Basium with a Reverie on top, stubby drip tip. Inside that, I got some Roots root beer float with a gunmetal with Tofo squonk fill cap on top.
Available on lucidrda.com.
Absolutely. And then I'm rocking the Murdered Out Pulse 80 watt. I too have juice. What's the deal with us, Swaggins? Pulse 80 watt with black Reverie on top, black drip tip. And inside that, I'm rocking some Doughboy, again with the Watofo squonk fill cap.
Ooh.
From Abstract, Juice Co. And then I'm rocking, you guys are silly rocking all the same RDAs. I'm rocking a Reverie on top of the Ohm.My.Lanta OC Rage box. Inside that, I've got some Anarchist Pink, which is so good, so good. And then I'm pretty much done with the Reveries, but here's one more on top of the purple aluminum Dreamer.
Nice.
And inside that, I'm rocking some Juice Head, which is like a peach pear. That's what it's called, actually, peach pear. Last but certainly not least, the black sheep of my setup here. I am rocking the Tug Life DNA 250 with the Zathog RDA from Mr. More Knowing on top. What?
Big Addy.
Zathog.
And, this atomizer is here, so you don't have to be.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Let's pass it on to Mr. Mcnasty.
Oh, hello. What's going on, guys? I got my simple two setups going on tonight. First of all, my Purple Hex V3 with the recoil rebel on top.
Ooh.
There, I got some boosted wastegate in here. It's a raspberry cheesecake. It's freaking amazing. I opened this last week, and I'm already almost halfway through the bottle. And then in the next one, I got my Smoant Charon with my drop on top. And there, I got a little baby bottle of some squeezed green apple. It's like one of the best green apple flavors I've had. It's just so on point. And that is it for me. Okay, let's see. Let's pass it on to Mr. Dan Ohmy.Lanta.
Oh, hey, finally. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Dan.
Oh, hi, Dan. Hi.
Finally.
Yeah, I pretty much got the same stuff as always. The Wismec Exotic with the Tobino on top.
Dude, that blacked out one's so dope.
Yeah, the blacked out with the silicone bottle. It's
Yeah,
fantastic. I use it all day. With that, Parade Maker by AVC. Hazelnut Talkie Sugar Cookie. Phenomenal. I got the Double Barrel Squid Industries Fire Loop Mesh.
Oh yeah.
What's in the tank, which is pretty much nothing, is the last of my Lemon Berry by Transistor, which that's my second bottle. So what I'm going to put in it next is A New Day by The Last Machine.
I really like what you guys did with the labels, the new upgraded labels. They're nice.
Yeah, the new labels are awesome. New Day is not coming back, so that's like the last bottle there is.
Ooh.
Yeah, cherish it.
They took the 3 top flavors and they put those in 100 mils, and they're relaunching those. So A New Day will sadly be going away. It may come back eventually, who knows? And
they call it a later day.
Yeah, later day. And last, I got my Brushed Rage with that Reverie on top.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
With a Demo, interlocking Fralian going on the inside, which it's pretty good. And then I got the Jam Monster.
Let's be honest.
Talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. I got the Apple Jam Monster because I know it so well. I wanted to try that in the Reverie with the exact same cap that Stan has on lucidrda.com. Love these things. And that's me. So I will go back to Mr. Clown.
You're super sexy, Stan. I mean, fucking Dan.
Stan, Dan, both of them. You're just hitting on everybody.
Hitting that shit.
All right, I got the Dreamer custom engraved right there. With
Nice,
the
dude.
I still
You must have the coolest wife ever.
I know.
Ding.
I was about to say, and then you jumped my shit.
I'm sorry.
And then that I got Tyson's Blend from my own line.
Nice.
Then I got the Recoil Rebel on the Rig V3. I'll say, hey, Stan, honestly, the Dreamer is lighter than the Rig.
Yeah.
It is.
Those are both aluminum.
It's super light.
Yeah, and then I got the Blue Sin. And lastly, I got that Sandman mech mod that comes with the Njord, which I got rid of. Instead, I put the Recoil RDA OG there.
The
That's good on
RDA.
Yeah, and then I got some rum tea in there.
From the Clown Vapes line?
No, that's just a tutorial video. You guys want to go check that video out? It's a nice little lemon tea kind of thing going on.
Yeah, guys, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you get notified anytime that Clown uploads a video, and it'll let you know anytime that we're going to be going live and streaming for you guys. So make sure you go and click that subscribe. And don't forget to smash that like button, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
So without further ado, I mean, I guess there's a little lull right here in between before we get into advocacy. But basically, what we're going to go over today is we're going to talk a little bit about the Reverie, the pros and the cons. Not everybody's going to have an amazing experience with it off the bat. I mean, if you're not used to vertical coils, maybe you're not getting that flavor you're used to. So we have the man himself here, the vertical coil master, who says he has no preference one way or the other, which may be complete bullshit. But, outside of that,
he got Grim Green to admit that he likes vertical coils.
Yeah, whether it was a script or not, Grim said it.
Hey, he said at the end, if this is Grim Green approved. So there you go.
So you know what time it is, right, Clown?
Yeah, it's that advocacy time. What do you guys got? Any new things going on? How's Massachusetts handling all their crap over there?
All right, so I'll mention Massachusetts really quick because I know a guy who lives in Massachusetts really well. And then I'll pass it off to Poon because PoonSauce has some stuff for us. But basically, if you guys didn't know already, you may have seen me reposted on my Instagram and Stan and all the Ohmies like James and everybody. NorCal Sick Boy, Grim. basically they were trying to sneak a flavor ban in at the last minute, as they normally do, without the normal comment period or period for us to, kind of gather our thoughts. But we wound up being able to strike that down, which was a huge victory for us over here. We're on a roll now. I mean, New York, they knocked it down. In Massachusetts, they knocked it down. The only concerning thing is that they could do it again, and they have intentions to do it again. So we just have to keep fighting the good fight. But other than that, the big news is that the victory of flavors are staying in Massachusetts. That helps the brick and mortars and the businesses here and the vapors here. Most importantly, to continue to convert people from smoking cigarettes to a healthier alternative, which is obviously vaping, and that's why we're all here today. So, PoonSauce, you had something for us.
Yes, I do. I'm on CASA's website right now, as you guys all know. CASA has their call to actions they have, which I'm looking at one right now for Illinois, my home state. They're in the works with a flavor ban right now, and it is actually was updated on May 27th. It's actually hit the budget committee. Yeah, so pretty much its bill is called SB 2332, which will raise the age of all tobacco and vapor products to 21, and Chicago is looking for a flavor ban as well. So anybody in here that's from the Illinois, call your representatives. Anything, try to get this thing not to go through.
Send them an email, and like you said, make sure you go to CASA and join those calls to action, guys, because they'll let you know about anything that's happening in your area and whatever you can do to make a change, or add some insight or some help in the fight against whatever may be coming your way.
Since you said that, James, I'm going to post a link to the call to action right there.
There you go.
Yep. Make sure you guys want to click that.
Yeah, and then we can move on to Dan. Dan, speaking of all that, we still have the comment period open, right? And you have something special still going on for that, right?
Yeah. Running a giveaway on my Instagram account, Ohm.My.Lanta. I'll bump it back to the top, but follow the steps. There's like 5 simple steps. You follow all of us. You go do your comment, screenshot it, DM me it, share it amongst Instagram, and you will be entered in to win a 240 ml of Independent Vapor Company juice. Our top 10 juices are in 240 mils, and I will make sure that it gets to you if you get picked. Also, you can do it once a day. So repost it, DM me that you did your comment, that you did your flavor comment again, and I'll get you another entry in. There's not many people in it, so people need to get on this.
Yeah, guys, free juice.
Juice.
Millionaire maybe is one of my favorite vapes of all time. So just get on that. I posted the link, by the way, and Stan, go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say, do you guys mind if I say something about advocacy here?
Definitely, man. Go for it.
Totally not. Okay.
You mind?
No.
No.
You have permission.
You have my permission.
Don't be a dick, Dan.
Go ahead, Stan.
Okay, so basically, the Democrats, it's not just with Illinois, even though this main Democrat is out of Illinois, but it's not just Illinois, Massachusetts. Democrats all over are pushing to get this vapor product regulatory thing started and going. There's an article right now on Vape News Magazine. It says Senator Dick Durbin and 13 other representatives are pushing the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to begin enforcing regulations of vapor products before the agency is prepared to do so, which would effectively curb consumer freedom. The urgency they claim as grounds for doing this is that teenagers are doing what teenagers have been doing for decades, namely consuming substances which they are forbidden to consume, nicotine in this instance. So basically, the Democrats are pushing to get the regulations rolling. They're like, we need to do this right now. We need to do this right now. And they're basing it all on the kids, just like they always have been. But they say it right there. They're consuming substances which they're forbidden to consume, which I don't get, because so you're going to forbid more. How's that going to stop them from consuming it? The whole thing is silly. Yeah. But the point being is everybody needs to make phone calls to their state representatives, not just Illinois, not just Massachusetts. Everybody needs to be calling. Everybody needs to be bugging everybody. Just needs to keep on pushing.
Just keep it polite.
Also, talk to your friends about it. I mean, it's almost like, all right, well, the media, as you know, the mainstream media, I mean, there have been issues with fake news, right? And like how trustworthy is the media? You know, you see studies coming out where like, or not, no, you hear all the time. All right, well, we need to prevent teens from vaping. We need to prevent teens from vaping. Oh, it's worse than ever. Statistics have proven from a recent study, a consensus, that numbers have not grown at an alarming rate. There's not a huge margin of growth in how many teens are using vapor products this year from last year. So you hear the opposite message being spouted, but the numbers don't add up. So what we ask you to do, your Ohmies, who are just got like regular consumers like you guys who love the industry, even the reviewers do as well, obviously. I mean, they love it enough. It's their passion if they made it their career. But for everybody, for us, for the people who haven't gotten here yet, it's our obligation to even speak to the people in our lives that don't vape, that don't smoke or anything, but that know how much we love it and that they hear all this stuff. Like my dad, Mr. Swaggin Sr., he's sending me emails all the time, like with just random, provocative titles, and he doesn't read them. I'm like, Dad, did you read these? He's like, no, but I just want to make sure my son's okay. And I'm like, Dad, read it, because they don't know what we know, and we don't always have an opportunity where they're going to ask the question. They may just be thinking, all right, well, I see all this stuff and I care about you and I don't want it to go bad for you. You just need to let them know what the truth is. And you know what? They'll want to get on board to advocating as well, because they'd rather us doing this if they knew, as we know, that it's healthier than smoking, and they don't want us to be doing something that's going to kill us, which is smoking.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
that's something I tend to do too. Is I try to inform people around me. They come up to me and ask questions. And I tell them the truth. You know what I mean? I tell them the studies that I've read and where they can go to find information if they're interested in looking into it themselves. You know what I mean? And I just tell them when these studies do pop up with like these these crazy things, like there's heavy metals or this and that, you actually have to read the studies and see how they're going about these experiments, because sometimes the way they run these experiments don't translate into real use of the product. Like there was that whole one that was going out with the heavy metals. Like you literally had to every breath that you take had to be a vape in order to get those bits of chemicals or metals or whatever it may be.
What, 10,000 breaths a day or something like that?
Yeah. And it's like that's not going to happen. At the most, you take maybe 600 to 400 puffs a day at most, and that's nowhere near the amount of breaths that you're going to take in a day, because I think it's like 7,000 or something like that. But it's just like, you get, like I said, just read the studies, see where they're getting their info from and how they're doing their studies, and then you can go back and forth between certain ones and compare and contrast and see where the discrepancies are coming from, and you can kind of see how they're getting to where they're going. But you actually have to get in there and you have to read these studies, not just like take it for face value, because a lot of the times, like I'm saying, that the way they do them, they don't translate into real life application.
No.
Did you guys hear about the e-cigarette plant that was evacuated?
No,
I did not.
No,
well, it wasn't an e-cigarette plant at all. CBS.
Oh, that one. Okay. Yeah.
CBS basically said that they put out this huge report. E-cigarette plant evacuated. What does it say? 15 personnel were evacuated to a local hospital because of dangerous gases and being sick and nauseated, and a chlorine leak. And it says a hazmat crew had entered the building and was trying to determine what caused so many to suffer breathing problems and nausea. And it's hilarious because it's not a vapor hardware manufacturer, and CBS hasn't even, they're supposed to go back and talk about what it really is, but they were basically saying, oh, it's an e-cigarette manufacturer and blah 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 blah, and it's not. Greg Connolly even weighed in on it, and it's not. I don't know. It's in Massachusetts. Do you guys know any e-cigarette manufacturers that are located in Massachusetts?
No,
especially especially big enough to have like 500 employees or whatever they had.
I know a guy very personally who lives in Massachusetts, and I didn't hear anything about that. And I don't know of any. I don't know of any big plants, manufacturers of e-cigarettes in Massachusetts, a very left-leaning state.
So you have to basically, what I think what James and these guys are trying to say is that you have to basically listen to what is going on, do your own research, and make your own educated judgment.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
That's honestly today's like climate is, don't take it for its face value. Actually look through something and try to get informed, not just make an opinion on that first thing you see.
Exactly.
That just creates a lot of misinformation. I've had people tell me about popcorn lung in recent days, and it's like, no, they disproved that years ago. It's
diacetyl.
Yeah, pretty much.
And a lot of it also has to do with a lot of the titles of these studies are just shock and awe. You know what I mean? Like they say, oh, heavy metals and vapor, stop vaping now type thing. But then you actually go through and you read the study and you start figuring out like it's really not as bad as they're making it out to be just by the title. And a lot of people just see those titles and they just automatically freak out like, oh my God, you know, there's like popcorn lung or heavy metals or whatever it may be in that similar study. They just read the title and then automatically that's what they think it is.
E-cigs can make you fly.
Yeah. It's like you actually have to do some investigation to actually find out exactly what they're trying to say in these studies. Because a lot of times the way that they're worded, it's kind of difficult to understand. And then also, like I said, with the titles, you get crazy with them sometimes.
Alrighty, well, with all that said, you know, keep on advocacy, follow CASA, all those groups. Links are down below.
To action.
We still have comment period going for like the next 17 days. We're down to the home stretch on that. So we're going to move on. We're here to talk about Stand and this beauty right here, the rubbery.
Beautiful.
It's a Stand.
Yes.
What's up, dude?
Specific questions. All right. So were there any inspirations behind the Reverie, right? And then how much of it was just the genius of Stan?
Well, the genius of Stan. What kind of credit you giving me? What are you doing?
I'm just saying, man. I mean, obviously, this thing. I mean, I've never done vertical coils before this, but even still, it's almost like everybody's been trying to make it easy. Like the drop was meant to make horizontal builds easy. You drop them in, you clip your leads. You literally made the first single coil vertical RDA that you can just drop it in and clip your leads. So like obviously the thinking process was, all right, well, everything's so complicated. Maybe I can take some of these layers of complication off. Like you just know what you wanted to make when you were like, all right, I see this is what I want to make, or there were some things that inspired you to make that.
Well, the first RDA I put out was the Lucid, right? So the Lucid was a tinker's RDA, and I did that myself as my own project. I just wanted to put something out there. What?
Just right. Sorry, Mr. Just Right saying, look at the camera. I'm sorry, man. I like to look at the person I'm talking to. So for me, I'm looking at Stan.
So basically, the Lucid was a dual vertical RDA that was pretty simple to put together, but it was complicated. It wasn't complicated. It was simple to put together. However, you had to fiddle with it to get the type of vape you're looking for. It was a fiddler's RDA. Like that, me being that type of guy, I like to mess with things. That's what I created. A cloud checker that you had to mess with, and you can get all kinds of different things out of it. Well, the whole idea behind this RDA was I started something with the whole vertical Lucid RDA that I did. And some people absolutely loved it. Some people hated it. And some people don't know what to think about it because they can't figure it out, right? Well, I wanted to do a vertical coil RDA because I think vertical coils perform, and the fact that vertical coils are intriguing to the market, it gave me the opportunity to be more creative, right? So I did the Reverie. I wanted simple. Simple was the whole idea behind the whole thing. Super, super simple. Anybody can do it. Anybody can drop a coil in, and anybody can get a good vape out of it because it's forgiving. That was the whole point. That was the whole basis. So basically make a deck that doesn't take hardly any thought. Make a chamber that will really condense the flavor and really, really condense the vapor, and then have basically super simple wicking, which the wicking's not 100% like super easy, but it is a hell of a lot easier than, you know, the Lucid was, or, you know, the 502 or any of these other RDAs. So that was basically the whole idea.
Nice.
And with that respect, I believe that it's a screaming success. I mean, simplicity is the name of the game with the Reverie. It almost should be like the Simplicity RDA, because literally you just drop it in and you clip your leads. Like, there's no obstruction whatsoever. And then you can take the freaking deck off to wick it. I mean, can't get much easier than that. And if you haven't already, I mean, Stan always puts a video up. I mean, the Lucid, the Dreamer, he's got videos for those. And the Reverie, he's got a video up for the Reverie where he shows you his wecking method, what he finds is the best way to do it, which I actually did, and I love it because you're able to easily get a wick on either side of the well, and that way you know it's just sitting, it's soaking up all that juice in the bottom. You can, I mean, as you saw by Stan, he's got 3 of them in squonkers. I have 2 of them, right? Right now I have one of them on my little Taro Nano. But normally I have this on a non-squonker. I have one that I drip with and one that I squonk with. I enjoy them both because the flavor's on point. But squonking it, I mean, I don't have to worry about it. Now, you could say to yourself that, all right, well, the airflow looks a lot like the Recurve. It's very similar to the Recurve as being a single coil flavor banger. Obviously, it's vertical, so it's a different story. But I'll be honest with you. I mean, I like the Recurve. I started to get to a sweet spot with it, but I retired it as soon as I got my Reverie because I can squonk the shit out of this and not have to worry about it pouring out the sides. The Recurve, it's like a love-hate. I mean, I can get used to it. It's not a big deal, but like I had to make sure that I was paying attention when I squonked it, because if I didn't, it was going to pour out those bottom holes. If I didn't, even a little bit, you know, it may not pour out the holes, but it's going to get caught in the bottom line, and I'm just going to get a mouthful of hot magma, which if I like my juice, I don't mind it anyways.
Magma.
I could basically drink this Tango Melon, and I'd be cool with it. So maybe it would be good in the Recurve. Who knows? Maybe I'll go back to it, but I got this Reverie now, and I'm absolutely loving it. Thank you, Stan, for the Reverie.
Yeah, I mean, loving the airflow. It's quiet. It's smooth. I can rip on it really hard and not have that whole shh thing going on, because me and Q80 over there are very hard, like, inhalers. We rip on our Addies really hard, and we've gotten complaints about being too loud here and there. And I don't get it with us. No. You know, I think it's amazing.
No.
Aziz, you had some questions for Stan, right?
Yeah, I have a question. So we, as in a panel, know as in the naming process, some of the viewers don't know why the Reverie, as in why did you choose that name?
And what does it mean?
Yep.
The Reverie. The well, you have the Lucid, you have the Dreamer. It's all about a state of mind, in my opinion. I don't name stuff after sleep like some people think.
They all correlate with sleep, but that's
no, it doesn't correlate with sleep. In fact, the word Reverie doesn't really mean sleep at all. It's like when a Reverie is when you're staring off into space and you're just kind of lost in your thoughts. It's kind of like a daydream.
Lost in a daydream.
Yeah. So
don't do that while driving.
Yeah.
That pretty much sums up most of me. Is why I can't really remember stuff, is because I've always got things going through my head. I'm always staring off into space and thinking about something else. I've got 100 different things going through my head at any time. So, you know, I constantly kind of considered myself a dreamer, or, you know, a daydreamer. So that's kind of where I get the naming from. Plus, it sounds cool.
I can dig
Reverie. It does sound cool. There was no question in my mind when it came out how to pronounce it. Let's just put it that way. I won't name any names, Aquifus, but you know, it's really great that I can see something and I know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Well, I told my buddy was asking me about, he doesn't vape, and he was asking me about my next project coming up, and I told him, I was like, it's called the Reverie, and he's like, is that like the horns in the military? It's like, no, that's the Reveille. That's Reveille. It's different.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that.
Salute your shorts.
There you go.
I do have a question for you, Stan. What is it that made you go with the 2-part top cap like with the barrel section and then having the separate AFC instead of it all being,
Yeah, the AFC being inside of the barrel.
Yeah, and being on the outside instead.
If you think about it, if you had a, if you didn't have a 2-part top cap, you wouldn't have been able to lock it into place.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So basically, because the deck screws into the well, there's never an actual point where it's going to stop.
Gotcha.
So like you could do it a half turn too loose or a half turn tighter or whatever, and the airflow is always going to be in the coil orientation is always going to be in a different location.
Gotcha.
So with the nipple, the little locking mechanism being located on the post, that guarantees that the sleeve is always lined up with the coil when it hits that lock, because the lock is located on the post, so it's always 90 degrees.
All right.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Quick things. I mean, I think that that a lot of consumers here, I mean, we're all consumers, as you know, and I'll keep saying it because I love the fact that I buy a lot of vape shit and that I can share that knowledge and love of vaping with you guys, and not be a reviewer, right? I don't review any of this stuff. I mean, I review it with my friends, but I don't make videos about it. So I consider myself to be not a reviewer, and I'm totally proud of that and happy with it. So, but, we've all had different experiences with the Reverie. I think pretty much everybody on this panel has a Reverie. Dan, you mentioned...
I'm still waiting for mine.
Oh, well, Kuwait, everything needs to go by...
It's in the mail. He's in the mail.
By water.
The mailman comes with a camel, so... Yeah.
He's got to fish it out of the river, man. It's coming in a bottle.
It's the Camel Express out there, not the Pony Express.
Yeah.
It's 120 degrees out there. Your mailman fell out like 3 houses ago. It's in his bag. Go grab it.
Dan, you had some issues, right? You have the man himself to kind of guide you through and give you answers to those questions.
I have issues with the Reverie. I may be the only one. I don't know if it's just me, but I've been vaping for 2 years. I've dealt with so many RDAs. I know how to put coils in. And the Reverie, it's super easy to build. I love that. The airflow.
Well, tell me what your issues are.
Everyone that's getting all this awesome flavor, I'm not getting the awesome flavor. Like, I get okay flavor, but not like I was getting with the drop or the recurve or something like. Not that the recurve is better or anything, but the recurve is pretty much my first experience doing single coils.
Okay.
So,
well, let me ask you this: are you used to having, I don't really know a better way to say this, but like a moist mouth after your vape?
Oh, I keep it moist, Stan.
You keep it moist? Okay, so I'm not sure that you're getting. I mean, I don't want to say. God,
I've gone through all the stuff. I've tried it higher wattages, lower wattages. I've tried doing the squonking like everyone else is doing, but mine will leak, so I don't do it as much. I keep more of a weary eye on it to make sure I'm not over squonking on it.
Well, yeah, you don't want to squonk it if you've got juice already in your cotton.
No, but like when it's dry and people are like filling it to the top and it's not coming out the air holes, I don't have that same experience. Mine will come out the air holes. So I don't know if it's just me, but I've tried a couple different coils, about 3 different juices that I know and test with all the time to see if I like an atomizer. And I don't know, it's good flavor, but I was looking for better. Maybe I had my expectations a little too high, thinking.
Well, are you
from everyone else?
Are you getting like? Okay, I will tell you this. You get different. Oh gosh, it's so hard not to sound like Morton Owen.
Dude, lay it out there, man. Let me know.
Dude, okay. You're gonna get higher notes in the juice. Like your juice may taste like, I mean, it's he says the crispy notes and all that stuff. There is a little bit of truth to that. Like strawberry juices, you get the twang of the strawberry a lot more. Like apple juices, you get the crispiness of the apple a lot more. And the reason being is because you're not getting all that juice in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I know what you're saying.
So basically, when you're using a vertical coil, you're not getting spit back. You're not getting really dense, like big droplets of vapor in your mouth or juice in your mouth. So you kind of are tasting just the vapor. It's more of a clean. What the hell was that?
Is someone on a spaceship? Let me know now because I want to go with you.
Yeah.
who just emptied the dumpster?
Cement mixer. What the hell?
Yeah, right. No, so basically you're gonna get there's a more efficient cooling of the coil because the way the air holes line up the entire length of the coil and then they go around basically both sides, right?
Yeah,
so you're gonna be
awesome. It's awesome. I've tried it on every hole that I could possibly do. You know what I mean? Rotating it around to one to fully open, and no whistle, no nothing. That's phenomenal.
Right.
I showed you that I have trouble like picking it up just from the top cat for the O-rings. That's a little issue, but that's minuscule. I don't have to.
You know what I find, Dan? When I vape mine, like you can like straight like where you don't leave it. There's no like the seal is perfect when you're vaping it, right? And it's just vapor you're getting in. I let a little corner of my mouth get some air in while I'm vaping it, and almost the air with the vapor coming in gives me more of that sinusy kind of flavor. I get the flavor on my tongue, but through my sinuses, I'm also tasting the flavor. I mean, that's usually how I vape anyways. I never vape.
And this is just me. Well, I just got it Friday. What was it? Friday? Last week, Friday? So I haven't spent a whole lot of time with it. So this is just really like first impressions that I'm getting. And going off of what everyone else is saying, I'm like, all right, I'm missing something here. Something I'm lacking somewhere.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. You get a lot more of a nasal type. You know how when you drink like a really good beer, really good IPA or whatever, and you get that hoppy floral kind of nasal kind of flavor?
Not a fan of IPAs, but I do like certain beers. I got you.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happens with the vapor. It's like I like peach, but peach juices are way too strong for me, right? I absolutely love this peach pear in the Reverie.
Peach pear is delicious. I've had that.
Yeah, but
their strawberry kiwi is really good too.
It was good before, but it was almost a little too much on like a horizontal coil, just because it's so sweet and it was like so overpowering peach, you know. But now, like on a vertical coil, it brings out. I get more of, rather than like a super sweet, dense, peachy, like candy type flavor, I get like a more natural type peach flavor in the back of like my sinuses, like Swag was saying, you know. So I don't know if you're I don't necessarily think you might be expecting too much. I think you just vaping a vertical coil is different than vaping a horizontal coil.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get flavor differently.
Yeah.
And this is my first experience with vertical coils. So I don't know how to
Dan, can I say that I'm almost glad that you had a bad experience so we could have something to talk about on the show? You know,
I'm here to help, guys.
Not everybody's gonna have a good experience with stuff. Like, I think go ahead.
In all actuality, like Stan was saying, sometimes this Marcellus and any other Addy can get kind of throaty because of the lemon. But honestly, since I put it in this Reverie, I don't get any of that throatiness. It's a nice, smooth, and crisp vape. Compared to like, you know, I usually run it in my TM24 Pro, and I get definitely a lot more like he's saying, like those little vape droplets from the horizontal coil. So the flavor is a little bit more intense, but I'd say it's definitely more crisp inside of the Reverie. And it's just
flavors in a vertical coil.
Because those little droplets, like I get more intense flavor out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's like this juice, Tyson's blend. It's one that I developed like a year and a half ago, and I've been vaping it since, and I've run it through everything I own. And I'm not going to lie, in the Reverie, I've actually found like new notes that I couldn't really feel before. And like seriously, first time I dripped it, and I was like, holy shit. What?
Just think about the way that you're sucking the vapor off the coil as opposed to a horizontal. Horizontal, you're literally the center of the coil with all these thicker builds. Like, I mean, think about it. There aren't coils really like I think that it was Sammy Nitro or 5150 coils, or it was Matthew Caruthers who made like one of those Mohawk coils, a Mohawk Alien. That seems like a coil that would be better fitted as an Alien for a vertical because of the you know the surface area isn't, you know, on a flat coil. Basically, when you're doing a horizontal, you get all that surface area. On a vertical, you're getting it off the sides of it. So it's obviously going to be different there too. So if you had a Mohawk coil or something that was more suited for verticals, if verticals were more popular, you'd see a lot more builders trying to innovate with how you get better flavor. I mean, I'm sure people have done it anyways, but you see a lot more of it at the consumer level, down to the consumer level. Talking to myself in the third person.
Even on a horizontal, like on a short Addy horizontal coil, when you vape it, you're gonna get that, you know, like in your mouth kind of. You're not. It may not be spitty. You may not be experiencing spit back, like hot spit back, but you still have that juice in your mouth, like kind of like what we were talking about, the droplets or whatever. You still kind of taste it. You have that aftertaste, and the juice is actually in your mouth, right? It doesn't have like I've never been able, unless I dripped a whole lot and then took a vape immediately and all the juice is still sitting on top. That's the only time I've ever had that happen with a vertical coil.
Yeah, I have yet to get spit back with this, and I've been vaping it since I've got it, and haven't
the residue.
Gotten spit back.
I've never had that sticky lips,
nothing,
or anything from a vertical coil, and that's and it's not necessarily one is better than the other. It's just different. That's why I say I'm not partial, because I like horizontal coils, but I like the difference in vertical coils too. I like being able to taste the juice differently. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a huge lemon vapor, but I do like lemon, and I like this anarchist pink lemonade. It was good when I tried it for the first time on a reload RDA. It was a little overpowering, so I was going to build it on, like, when I got it for cheap. So I was like, I'm going to get it because it was good, but I'm going to see if I could build it on something a little different that doesn't, like, really, you know, really put out a shit ton of vapor. Like a higher ohm build, you know, something smaller. But no, dude, I threw it on a 0.14 in my Reverie, and it's money. Absolutely love it. So it gives you kind of an extra aspect to go out and experiment with. Not only are you experimenting with building differently, you get to experiment with juices differently because you're tasting them differently.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't want to say you're doing it wrong. I mean, you may not be doing it wrong at all. You may just actually be experiencing it differently when you expected something like you're used to. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally get you. It's a good RDA, man. You did a phenomenal job with it. It's just it might not fit the style of vaping that I like or I'm used to.
Understandable.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. Birds aren't for everybody.
Well, I mean, I've tried, 502 clone. That was kind of It had flavor, but it was just ridiculously turbulent. I don't know for the authentic, so I can't speak for that. The Njord, I mean, that was a thing. And, you know, those have been my only experiences with vertical. And saying that, you know, this being like a good example, if you guys want to try something that really works for you, that is your first, I say go for this one.
Yeah, it's super, like we said before,
sure. If anyone wanted to get into verticals, I would definitely tell them to try this. Your price is on point for at least someone to try it.
What's the price on that again?
It's $29, $29.99
on lucidrda.com. Make sure you check it out.
It's simple to build. You just pop them in there. I mean, so I just kind of gave the rundown earlier, but it is one of those things where it is very simple. Being the fiddler that I am, I did try to cram 2 coils in there at once. I did it successfully. And even with the dual coil, it just becomes a really hot vape because it's such a small chamber.
Yeah.
But it's still like, I mean, if you enjoy a hot vape, at a 0.15, it was hitting like a 0.1.
Right.
So, I mean, that was amazing.
Like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a really. I put dual coils in it yesterday. I put dual 20 gauge 6 wraps in it just to try, and you're right, it gets hot. It's not built for that. It does give you a lot of flavor and a lot of vapor, but it's just not built for that. So if you don't mind dealing with a hot cap a little bit, hell, try it.
Yeah,
I mean, you may love it like that. All I did was I put the two in line, and I just manipulated the leads a little bit, and then what I did was I kind of pulled them out a little bit like this to bring some space in between them, and it worked really well.
Yeah, I was watching it, and I like hot vapes. I like serious stuff, like That's mainly what I run, like the Ragin, or I've had Titan Series boxes. Like a good dessert vape on a hot build is phenomenal in my eyes. So that's probably the next route I will be going with the Reverie.
You know what? Do you have any 20 gauge?
I do not. I will end up getting some.
Dude, Sammy opened my eyes to just a single 20 gauge 5-wrap Canthol. Yeah. Nice and hot, super flavorful.
Okay.
And I was surprised. I was actually surprised at how flavorful it was for just being a simple round wire build.
Right. Yeah, I'm used to use Claptons or Aliens or something, so I'll check that out.
Stan, what is the maximum diameter that you can put in the Reverie?
You can put a 4mm in there if you're careful. I put 3.5. I put 2 3mm coils in there at a diagonal. So, and then I put 3.5mm in there every day. So you can put a 4mm in there. It's just make sure that you got the clearance. It should be fine. In fact, you know what? Where's my 4mm? I'll tell you how much room you have right now.
Awesome. Well, while Stan's looking for that, we're running short on time, guys. So as much as I love everybody here and I love chat and we want to get to questions and whatnot, you can always email us at vaping with the Ohmies at gmail.com and ask us your questions there, and we'll get to them.
So that's a 4mm rod right there. So you still have 1.5 millimeters each side, 2 millimeters each side. So you can fit a 4mm in there, no problem. Just make sure it's straight.
I got a question for Swaggins.
Yeah.
What will you be taking any Reveries to the UK with you?
That's a perfect segue, my dude. That's
what I'm here for.
Yeah, my man, Dan.
I got
Numa, yay. All right, so
wait, whoa! What the hell was that?
He did one of these, and it just reminded me of that video from YouTube from way back in the day. And since we're on YouTube, it's an homage. Maya. Sometime ask Demo to sing you all the words to that song because he can do it. All right, well, Stan, you don't have to answer that, or you don't have to want to do that, but I do have some questions for you for the panel and to kind of give some insight to the audience. I'm leaving. I'm going across the pond to the UK in a few days, and I want to bring on a jet plane. And I'm getting closer to you, Aziz. What are you talking about? No, I'm going to come visit. See if I can have some of that, whatever the national food is over there, hummus, hummus and date, and camel's milk. But anyway, so I'm traveling, and I was wondering, what's safe to bring with you? Like, what do you bring in your carry-on versus what do you bring in your checked luggage for vape gear? Like, batteries obviously can't be in the mod, right? But do you have to have your batteries in your carry-on, or can your batteries go in your checked luggage? Can my tube mechs go in my checked luggage, or do all of my vape stuff have to be in my checked bag, in my carry-on bag, and batteries separate in my carry-on bag?
You can bring on the airplane whatever vape stuff you want, as long as it's not like you can't bring your scissors. So what I would do is I would put my build kit in my checked luggage. Okay. I actually had a build kits confiscated in Mexico. So put your build kit in your checked luggage. All your batteries are carry-on, all of them, even mods with lipos in them.
And they have to be in cases too, which they should be already.
Yeah,
either in cases or a bag. Like I put my batteries that are in the battery cases in a Ziploc bag. I have everything separated in a Ziploc bag.
The batteries should be in cases all the time.
Always.
That shouldn't even, no matter what. That's what all this is, batteries lined up.
Battery cases
and stuff.
Yeah, I got cases on cases.
They're cheap. They're like $1 a piece.
I really like the Vapsell ones.
They're even on lucidrda.com. If you buy batteries in pairs, usually it's a good idea to buy them in pairs because they'll send them in a case. Battery cases are an absolute necessity. But check your build kit. Your mods, take all the batteries out of them. I try not to take LiPo mods with me just so I don't have to deal with it. But batteries in your carry-on, and you can put your mods wherever you want.
Cool. So like my tube, right? Battery out of it. I can put that in my check bag. I don't need to carry this in my carry-on. I can just, as long as it's, okay, cool.
Yeah, just take the battery out of it, put the battery in a case, keep it in your carry-on luggage. And also juice. You can have your juice in your carry-on or your check, depending on their liquid.
Yeah, anything over 100 milliliters.
Right. So check anything over 100 milliliters. And then if you have like a 100 ml bottle, you can stick that in your backpack and it's fine. I usually put them in a plastic bag just in case they leak. But if you don't want them, if you don't want to worry about that, throw everything in a plastic bag, put it in your checked luggage. So, but you can carry on juice, you can carry on batteries, you can carry on mods.
What about chargers?
That's
chargers. There's I mean, it's just another piece of electronic equipment.
Yeah.
Yes. There's no battery associated with the charger or anything, so I usually check those just so they don't take up space in my bag.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I just wanted to know from me, thank you for that. That was super simple. Hopefully that was helpful for people in chat. I know that was helpful for me. I'm probably going to ask more questions because later because I ask questions. Never hurts to ask a question. But we're running low on time now, so we have one more segment that we introduced last week that I would love to reintroduce until someone tells me it sucks. And as of right now, it doesn't. So everybody on the panel, if you could really quickly go through and say, what is the favorite juice that you're vaping on right now? I'll go ahead and start. My favorite juice right now is this Tango Melon. You guys have heard me talk about it so much. Thank you to special thank you to PoonSauce Mcnasty for his connection with Transistor Juices because he sent me this. I wouldn't have bought it if it weren't for him. I was looking at the lemon berry. I have the lemon berry too. It is delicious, but this because it outshines in my opinion the lemon berry because I didn't expect it to be this damn good. Like I would drink it if I could. Like I want a drink that's not got all this chemical got nicotine in it. I'd love to drink Tango Melon. Give me a Tango Melon soda.
Zero Nick.
Yeah, give me some Zero Nick. Anyways, Tango Melon for me. I'm going to pass it off to my dude, James Franklin.
Don't drink e-liquid.
All right,
please.
guys.
Yeah, don't drink e-liquid.
Yeah, don't listen to Swaggins. Whatever he says, just in one ear.
Sometimes
out the other,
I get hyped.
Yeah, but anyways, now my turn to talk. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pick Rounds Water Dragon. I just picked this one up at the beginning of the week and started vaping it again, and I forgot how delicious this stuff is. The dragon fruit is phenomenal, and just that watermelon mixed in it. Dude, I've been vaping the crap out of this stuff, so this one's going to be the one for me. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Ohm.My.Lanta.
I don't know if I said it last week, but if I did, I'm going with it again. Parade Maker, my IVC hazelnut toffee sugar cookie. This is my 5th bottle since they relaunched this in
that is a good one.
August or September. And also, I'm going to pitch out there that IVC has coupon right now for the 4th of July, 30% off juice, 30% off hardware on the website, independentvaporcompany.com. I'll pass it off to Stan.
I didn't have it in my buffet, but I started vaping on this about halfway through the show, my little MTL setup. And honestly, I vape this in all my MTL setups. This is Hometown Hero Angel's Breath.
Dude.
It's almost gone. This 20 milligrams
is awesome.
Absolutely love it. It's frozen watermelon and berries.
That's a good one. I love that.
Freaking delicious and amazing. In fact, everything I've had from Hometown Hero has been
because I have the Ambrosian 40 milligram in my Soren Air, and this stuff's delicious too, man.
I want to try that sticky bun.
Jeez!
And dude, what'd you say?
I'm supposed to try some Hometown Hero, but someone has.
You will, bro. Dude.
I thought you said hot cheese.
In the MTL Berserker here that I got, the little Berserker Mini MTL, it's got these 0.7 Claptons that are available on MTL Claptons that are available on lucidrda.com as well.
Also, there's discount or a coupon code going on right now, isn't there?
Yeah, 4th of July sale. Get not Reveries, Recurves and Blaz e-liquid for 25% off using code 4th of July.
Yeah, buddy.
Very nice. Pass it off, Stan.
Yes.
Clowny poo.
Well, I'm gonna go with what I have in the Reverie, the Tyson's blend. It's a strawberries and cream. It's very basic, and I like that about it. It's got nice creaminess, very, very in-your-face strawberry, which that was the point of it, because I had a buddy of mine testing out the juices for it, and he's like, I need more strawberry. Give me all of the strawberry. So I just went with it, and I actually fell in love with the juice, because before that I hadn't done any strawberries and cream juices. And, yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Also available on clownvapes.com.
Yes. You got a lot of talent in the room, gentlemen, except for me. Go ahead and pass it off.
A lot of websites.
Yeah.
Who are you passing it off to, Clown?
Let's go with Q80 Vapers.
Ooh, I'm interested to see what he's going to say.
Dude, you all know it.
I knew it. It was coming.
It's satisfying.
Dude,
I don't like sweet juices.
I go through 10 of these 60 mils throughout the month. It's a raspberry dragon fruit iced tea. It has a little bit of a colada, and dude,
It's phenomenal.
I can't get bored of that.
Are we just showing
And-
off now?
And I'm gonna pass it to PoonSauce.
What's going on, guys? Everybody else went, right?
Yep.
Okay, so since frickin' Swaggins took mine, you bastard.
You bastard.
I know, okay, right? But I'm not vaping on this one at the moment, but I guess this is the perfect time to tell you this is probably my favorite blue raspberry flavor. This company is, I know, I'm really good friends with the owner. She's like my vape mother, I would call her. The brand is Overtime E-Juice, and this one is a blue ras sour candy. It's phenomenal. One of the best blue raspberry flavors I've ever had. I've had so many of those because that's like my main flavor I like. So I've tried so many of them trying to find the perfect one, and right now this is it.
Nice.
So this is a perfect way for me to introduce. I have a little giveaway going that I'm going to start up, tell everybody about right now. So we all know 4th of July is coming. So I have a little idea to where I know everybody in here loves memes, obviously. We make them in this dude's crew. We just mess around making stupid stuff. So since 4th of July is around the corner, I want to see everybody's best America meme they can possibly think of. They've seen on the internet or something, where they just post it on Instagram, tag the Ohmies, all the Ohmies, tag Vaping with the Ohmies on Instagram, tag Overtime E-Juice, it's one word, and then you'll be entered to win this giveaway where I'm giving away the entire line of Overtime E-Liquid. I have it all right behind me. It's
beautiful.
The whole lot.
You should do a hashtag so that way you can pick the winner easy.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you can just go to the hashtag and
let's have it
Like
as
Ohmies.
hashtag Overtime America. How about that?
There you go.
So
There you
then
go.
I'll see it. I'll do it. I'll have it end on July 4th night. So around the time everybody's doing all their fireworks shows and everything, I'll be at home. So I'll do the giveaway. I'll announce it on Instagram. Anybody can do it as many times as they want. Probably, I would say, let's have it to where, screw it. Do as many memes as you possibly want. Make it easier for me. Maybe it'll get people to have more fun with them. I want to do this. Just have fun. That's all I get.
Yeah,
I want to get people some juice.
If anything, just search meme maker on Google, and you'll be able to
You can
find
make
it.
your own. You don't even need to find one in there. You can make one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I got.
Very cool. Awesome. A full line of juice. A full line of juice.
All
What
of
do you
it.
think of that?
Of juice.
America.
A whole full line of juice. We're a little bit over time. Hey, Clown, what do you think?
All right, I guess we're gonna call it. We'd like to thank Stan for coming on.
Post some links for
With his busy schedule. Yeah, look at that beautiful face right there.
Stan's over on patreon.com. We're going to post some links for you guys. If you watch Stan, I know a lot of you guys watch Stan and whatnot. We're going to post some links for you. His Patreon, his Instagram, LucyRDA.com, where you can get 25% off on recurves, and Blaz e-juice. Get it out the door. 25% off.
Speaking of really good blue raspberry blends, Blaz e-liquid, available on lucidrda.com.
What's the discount code again there, Stan?
4th of July. 4th of July.
Very cool.
All right. So thanks for joining us for another week. It's been an awesome show. We had some good time here with Stan talking about the Reverie and his awesome new doodad. And
doodad?
Yeah, your new doodad.
Oh, okay.
It's not a nickname, it's a doodad.
The dad dude.
All righty. All right, thanks everybody for joining us.
All right. Have a good night, Ohmies.
Take it easy, guys.
Till next time.
Bye, have a great time.